when you move, because overwhelm, I feel, is a really big thing once it takes over. So let's stop it in its track and not let it take over. But first things first, if you're new here, hey, welcome. I am Keisha Ellingson, and I'm happy to be speaking with you. And I teach people how to heal homesickness after they've moved by leading them through the process of creating connection and creating excitement in their local area, even if they are super shy. So that's what I do here, and I'm happy to be talking to you. So we're going to talk about 3 points that helps overwhelm and helps you to get to the other side of overwhelm. So the first thing is, I feel like overwhelm is equal to the question of how do I get it all done? Right? When we're in overwhelm, we're usually like looking at everything and saying, oh my goodness, there's no way I can do it all. Okay. So the first point of working through overwhelm is sometimes that you don't have to do it all. We usually just take on all these tasks by ourselves, and then our mind is gearing up like, okay, when am I going to fit it all in? But if we take a step back quick and consider 3 things. What can I let go of? What do I actually not need to do right now? The second thing is, what can I delegate? I like to delegate a lot of house tasks to the kids. And what can I ask for help with? Asking for help during a move is key, and it doesn't have to be asking them for help moving boxes. It could be bringing a meal, or hey, can you watch my kiddo for the afternoon? There's lots of different ways to ask for help within a move. The second thing that will help with overwhelm is looking at your overwhelm and seeing that overwhelm is usually a state of mind, and it relates more to the state of mind than it does the tasks at hand. So a way to get into the right state of mind to deal with overwhelm is to take a break, to take a 20-minute break, and to refocus on what your key tasks are. The next step would be to prioritize the 2 or 3 things that will move you forward in your progress of the move, whether you're in the packing or unpacking or making friends stage of the move. The focus on what will actually move you forward. And then perspective will also help. Your perspective will shift when you're talking with someone who has moved before and who can help you make those adjustments, and really just like they will be able to take what feels like this huge problem and say, okay, it's actually only this big. Like this is how you can move on, right? The perspective helps so much when dealing with overwhelm. The last thing, the third step, is to keep track of your progress. So sometimes when we're running on this hamster wheel of overwhelm and we're just keep going, we forget that we made progress. So we're feeling like we didn't accomplish anything. But usually once we, pack up the house or unpack the moving truck, we have already accomplished something. And when you keep that in mind, instead of rushing off to be like, okay, we've unpacked, now we need to unpack the kitchen and unpack the living room and unpack this, and like when you take a break and be like, oh my goodness, look at all the progress we've made. We've unpacked the entire moving vehicle. That will give your mind a reset to realizing, hey, I've actually made progress. So it won't feel like you are constantly running without any progress. It's just strengthening our abilities to step back and take a little time to assess if we are actually making progress, right? And celebrating those wins. Sometimes celebrating those wins can be saying it out loud, taking a moment to look at the job done. When I find myself in deep overwhelm, I often do things that are out in the ordinary to celebrate an overwhelm, to help me bring me back to where I want to be. So doing 10 jumping jacks. If I did something and I'm like, all right, great, awesome, I'm gonna do 10 jumping jacks just to celebrate. It's a good way to just drive it into my mind deeper that, hey, you are making progress. And we can keep that in perspective. Overwhelm usually shrinks and it can transform into not overwhelm, like peace and calm, and having a project or a plan into where you're going. So that really helps. So also, if you are finding yourself in overwhelm and you're ready to transition into life after the move or not in overwhelm, you are welcome to join my free Facebook group. It's called Homesick to Happy Movers. And that's where you're going to find a lot more of support, because I don't want to be blasting moving content all out and doing a bunch of webinars for people who don't, webinars, trainings, free challenges, all those things for people who aren't moving. So within that group is where I really focus the content and the conversation about moving and all those things. So I hope you guys are having a great day. It's nice and sunny out here. And so I have a few minutes before I pick up the kids. So I'm glad I got to talk to you, and I will see you later. Bye.